This is Prosper Sustainably's ETEP Strategic Work Plan training video on how to modify drop-down menu options within an enhanced ETEP Strategic Work Plan spreadsheet. In this demonstration, I will be modifying staff and external responsibilities drop-down menu options. Please note that this demonstration is being conducted using Microsoft Excel 2016. The steps in what you see on your screen may be different for other versions of Microsoft Excel. A convenient feature of an enhanced ETEP Strategic Work Plan spreadsheet are drop-down menus for certain columns and cells. These drop-down menus allow for consistency among user entries and simultaneously reduce user error by limiting entries in drop-down fields to options found in preset lists. A user can add, remove, or change options within a preset list as needed. In this training video, we are going to focus on modifying the drop-down menu options for staff and external responsibilities. The same steps will apply to modifying any drop-down menu list within your ETEP Strategic Work Plan. If a drop-down menu has been applied to a cell, when you click on that cell, a drop-down menu will appear. So when I click on cell E43, a drop-down menu arrow appears to the bottom right of the cell. When you click on this drop-down menu icon, a list of options that you can select from will appear. In this case, the list contains all program areas that apply to this ETEP Strategic Work Plan. In this case, we're going to modify the menu options for staff and external responsibilities, which are currently hidden on this spreadsheet. I will now reveal them to show you what I'm talking about. So under primary, secondary, and external responsibilities, a user can use the drop-down menu to select the acronym for different staff members or different external individuals, organizations, or parties. As your department and programs evolve, you may find that you need to modify these lists. For example, under staff responsibilities, a new position may be added or an existing position may be eliminated. It would be best if your drop-down menus for staff responsibilities accurately reflect the current positions within your office. In addition, you may be developing new partnerships or collaborations with individuals or organizations that are not currently within the drop-down menu for your external responsibilities, and you may want to modify these drop-down menu options. I'm now going to show you the simplest way to modify an existing drop-down list. You will first need to locate the drop-down menu lists in the spreadsheet. These lists are located in a separate tab called Drop-Down Menu Items, or something similar. Alternatively, you can click on a cell for which you want to change the drop-down menu list items and select Data Validation under the Data tab within the menu ribbon at the top of your screen. In this case, it shows that the source of these drop-down menu items is on the Drop-Down Menu Items tab between cells M2 and M5. We are now on the Drop-Down Menu Items tab, where the staff and external responsibilities lists are located. These lists are located in column K and column M, respectively. As you can see, the lists within this table under columns K and column M match those drop-down lists within the ETEP Strategic Work Plan objectives table that we were just on. For staff responsibilities, the drop-down list has been established as K2 through K6. You can quickly modify any list item by simply changing the contents of the appropriate cell. For example, if the Air Quality Specialist title needs to be changed to Air Resources Specialist, and you want to change the acronym to ARS, you simply click on the cell for AQS, type ARS, and now the drop-down menu will reflect this. It is important to note that when you change an existing item, only the options within the drop-down list change. The entries themselves will not automatically change. Therefore, as you can see, the cells with AQS still have AQS. However, when we select the drop-down menu, we now see ARS. In addition, if we now attempt to add AQS, it will not be accepted. In this case, we will need to change AQS to ARS for all entries that contain AQS. A quick way to do this for a given column is to use the drop-down in the header, search for AQS, type ARS, and then drag this for all of the entries within the column. Another option is to use Find and Replace. This will replace every instance of AQS with ARS across this entire tab. However, this is not a good option if there are instances where you do not want AQS to be changed to ARS within this tab. If that is the case, you may want to find and replace these one by one. With respect to staff and external responsibilities, when making modifications, you may also want to modify the description to accurately reflect what the acronym stands for. Now I will demonstrate how to add responsibility options to a list. In this example, I'm going to use the external responsibilities. Let's say that the environmental department is going to be working on a transfer station feasibility study. To complete this study, the department is going to hire a waste management consultant. In addition, the department anticipates collaborating with the Public Works Department and examining siting options for the potential transfer station. The easiest way to add new menu items is to add them in the middle of a list by using the cut and paste function. Please note that I said cut and paste, not copy and paste. So let's say that we want to add a waste management consultant and the Public Works Department to the external responsibilities list. If I move the last entry down within an existing list, the list will be expanded to contain all cells between. In this case, let's cut Prosper Sustainably and move it down 2 cells to provide space for the waste management consultant and the Public Works Department. Now, within the External Responsibilities drop-down menus, we will see WMC for Waste Management Consultant and PW for Public Works. If we leave any blank cells between the top and bottom of a list, such as if we cut and paste these entries a little further down, blank cells will actually show up within the list. As you can see, here's the blank cell that is currently within the list between Air Consultant and Waste Management Consultant. Therefore, if you do not want these blank cells, then you want to make sure that there are no blank cells between the first and last entry within a drop-down menu list. Now I will demonstrate removing an existing item within a list. Let's say that your department has faced a budget cut and your environmental technician recently left for another position with a different tribal environmental department. In this case, we want to remove environmental technician from the list. After removing an entry, it is important to cut and paste any and all entries below and move them up to eliminate the blank space. As you can see, the environmental technician has now been removed from the drop-down list. Lastly, it is important to be careful when modifying the first or last entry within a drop-down list. For example, let's say that the tribe will not be needing the services of a water consultant or Prosper Sustainably moving forward, and that you want to delete these from your drop-down list. If you simply delete these, you will now have blank entries both at the top and the bottom of your list. As you can see when you use the drop-down menu within your objectives table. There are multiple ways to avoid this issue. In this case, I recommend cutting the last 2 entries in the existing list of 6 items and pasting them over the last 2 options in the new list, which will be 4 items. Before you do this, you may want to make a note of the entries you are going to paste the last 2 entries over so that you can revise them appropriately afterwards. Since we wanted to remove Water Consultant and Prosper Sustainably, but we wanted to maintain Air Consultant and Waste Management Consultant, I will now revise Water Consultant and Prosper Sustainably with the desired external organizations. As you can see, the drop-down menu under External Responsibility now only includes 4 items and no longer includes the external organizations that no longer apply to our ETEP Strategic Work Plan. This is the end of this training video.